Hey everybody, hope your day is going well. You're back with another reaction. We're checking out this scene right here from the 1935 film. The Little Colonel is how I would say it in Dutch, but I think if you pronounce it in American English, you say Colonel, right? Or something like that. That was always something very confusing to me growing up, learning a little bit English, watching a lot of films from America. I thought it was going to be spelled different, but then I said, this is almost the same spelling like us. We spell it with a K. Some other languages say colonel and spell it with a C. It's like, whoa, wait a second, where's the colonel coming from? So I don't know the history of the etymology right there, but very interesting how language works and sometimes pronunciations vary or change over the years. But anyway, let me know if you know and if I screwed that one up. Little Colonel, I think, is that how you would say it? Of course, with the young Shirley Temple here, I think she was only like 7 at this point. And Bill Robinson, I think he was the first black performer to be part of an interracial dance team in a Hollywood movie, if I'm not mistaken. All right, of course, this would have been in black and white at the time. Let me check out this scene.
Now you just watch. I went to the market for to get some beef. And the beef so tough, and I couldn't get enough. I paid $5 for a great big hog, and the hog so fat, and I couldn't get back.
Hey. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Ooh.
I want to do that too.
All right. Are you ready?
Nice.
Yep.
Come on. Say, you can catch on quick. Look out now. Here's your last one. What's going on around here?
Uh-oh. Oh, Paul McCartney making mashed potatoes. We've seen that one already. I wonder how that progresses the scene. Every time I do one of these reactions, I'm always reminded about not watching the entire film and my lack of knowledge from the earlier age of cinema, and also my lack of time for consuming all of these movies, because I also love to read a lot of books and listen to music and watch a lot of films or series. And I mean, something's got to give, right? And I always feel like there's an imbalance. Every time I think I have a grip on one thing, I lose the grip on 10 other things. But I guess that's life, right? Great, great scene. I mean, he made a whole beat, like almost you could almost write a lyric to the instrumental he made during that performance. Fantastic. Going up and down too can be dangerous, right? Especially when he was like spinning around on the steps, doing the steps on the steps. That was amazing. And then, of course, the ending, very sweet. When I was watching, I was almost being a child myself. Like I was watching this, like being mesmerized and in awe of that performance. But then, of course, the ending, holding out the hand, grabbing the hand, and then doing it together up the stairs. Of course, even in that time, it's hard to go back in time and think about it in that historical context, especially for me who wasn't alive during the time, but also not grown up in the US, because there's an entirely different historical and cultural baggage when it comes to white person grabbing or a black person holding hands with a white person, especially children or man and a woman. So I am aware of that, but it's not the same understanding as if you have grown up there, right? Because I am a person of color myself. Of course, I've experienced racism, but it's in a different way. It's the same, but it's not, at the same time. So I am aware of that, a big moment. But to me, it's also a very sweet moment. It perhaps makes it even sweeter, especially when children they don't they're not born with biases. They're not born with bigotry. Nobody's born with racism in them, right? That's a learned behavior, a learned pattern of thinking. So that's the nice thing about it. It's like, oh, this innocence and just holding hands with somebody. It doesn't matter how they look or, how they speak, and, it's just where they're from and stuff. So that's the beautiful thing about it. Um, but yeah, and terms of the performance, really cool. Great, just the percussive effect, the movements, the elegance, the grace, making the body and the musical instrument, also producing sounds with your voice and your mouth. And it's just, yeah, like I said, you could almost write a lyric to the instrumental that he was producing. Fantastic. Thank you for recommending it. If you have any other suggestions, let me know. Hope to see you there. Goodbye.